Welcome back, ARK players, to a brand new video. Now, today we have some very interesting news which has been going on last night on Twitter, talking about ARK's financial status. Now, this isn't to do with Wildcard, this is to do with Snail Games, and there's also something else really interesting going on for one of the old games, Atlas, which some players have been talking about and are not very happy about. Now, if you do enjoy today's video and get all the news you need to know, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe if you're new around to the channel. Thank you guys for the support, and let's dive into your next daily ARK news video. So we will cover some other bits in the community crunch after this, just because, you know, we found out some big information. But I know you guys may have seen yesterday's video, but the main point of interest today comes from Lieutenant Buzz Lightbeer, who sort of covers similar games to me, like Helldivers and ARK, and said ARK's publisher Snail Games USA has received a compliance notice from the, I don't even know how to pronounce this, is it like the NASDAQ? I'm gonna go for due to their stock falling below $1 a share for the past 30 consecutive business days. So this is very, very interesting because lots of people were actually talking about this for a while, saying that you know, there's a very big chance that Snail Games, you know, their stock could fall below $1 a share, and people thought, you know, they're going to come out of different ways to improve this, because when ASA actually launched, it absolutely went through the roof because they made huge sales from the launch of ASA, which at the time seemed like a good idea for the game because, you know, but it's one of those things, right? You know, are you looking for a more long-term situation, or are you looking for a quick money grab sort of thing? And I kind of do feel like ASA comes across that way sometimes. I do believe they've built a really awesome like structure in the sense of, you know, the new mods and the way console being able to get mods and stuff like that. And I do think the premium mod stuff is cool. And Club ARK is really awesome, and, you know, being able to, you know, do things that we haven't been able to do on the old game, that all of that stuff has been great, I have to admit. But I think in the long term, it's actually split two different communities, well, one community into two, because now the ARK Survival Evolved version of the game is absolutely smashing the player count of the ARK Survival Ascended game, which means they're not going to be making as much money as they would be on overall, because the game is actually split in half. And when they were to release old DLCs, like, you know, for Survival Evolved and stuff, their whole community would be on it. And I remember when Extinction and Genesis and all of that came out, they had between 100,000 to 200,000 players on ARK. And it kind of feels like with the launch of Ascended, they're not being able to generate as many sales as they could have on the old game. So it kind of feels like maybe, you know, splitting it to go money hungry for big sales on a new game might not have been the best idea. If there's anyone here that knows a little bit more information into this kind of stuff, let us know in the comment section what this could mean for the future of Snail Games and ARK. Obviously, for a while, people have said they wanted Studio Wildcard to be an independent company. Don't know if that's a possible thing. Don't know what type of contracts that, you know, they're involved in. But you guys are just going to have to let me know in the comment section, because I'm not too sort of smart on these kind of contract things. So yeah, be sure to let me know. But I saw that online and I was like, wow, this is actually happening. And I don't know if this is a good thing or this is a bad thing. That's the thing. It's an interesting situation. Then my good friend Tia over on Twitter went on to say, someone commented on my video that Atlas has closed down their PvE clusters without warning yesterday. Servers are offline without communication, and Battlemetrics report them as dead as well. PvP is still active. It sounds like a contract that ran out in June. Also, Tia goes on to say their socials and website have not been updated for exactly a year now. I think we see this ship is sinking. Now, I think we knew this for quite a long time. You know, Atlas came out, 2018? Remember making a ton of videos on Atlas back in 2018, and like it was smashing views, like not just for me, for like other creators out there, because people were really looking forward to a kind of, you know, Sea of Thieves, a better version of Sea of Thieves, and, you know, an ARK version of Sea of Thieves, like, you know, pirate game. And it was the biggest fail I think I've ever seen. Like, I mean, I'm sure there was worse, like the day before or whatever. What was it the day before? I can't remember the name of that game that came out this year and was just a complete scam. But Asa was not saying it was as bad as that, but it was up there. I remember I spawned in when I first bought Asa. Am I saying Asa? Atlas. I meant to say Atlas. I'm sorry if I've said Asa before. But this is to do, and I remember spawning in on Atlas for the first time, and I was spawning on one island, and it was just completely rammed with random animals everywhere, and I didn't know where I was going. I had absolutely no clue what I was doing. I was just lagging everywhere, and it was just probably one of the worst launches I've seen. I do think this game is going to end up completely just gone. And if not already, there's only 400 players playing per day. And it's a real shame this is what happened, because it just really didn't get the love it could have really had. It was really popular when it first launched as well. People just was like, what is this? So anyway, so yeah, this is the sort of situation we're in right now. Power World has had a very big increase on its game since the new update. It's been up to over 100,000 players now for the last couple of days since the new update. I personally myself haven't hopped on to try it out. I know I'm getting loads of comments saying, Dom, when are you going to hop onto some Power World content? And I probably will do, maybe cover some updates and stuff. But I've been very, very focused with ARK because there's been lots of things we've been needing to talk about. Scrolling down, as you guys can see, ARK Survival Evolved has had a very, very solid player count now for the last couple of weeks. It has grown. A lot of players have gone back to it. It's been sitting between 30 to 40,000 players. Especially on Sundays, it hits into the 40,000 player mark. Really, really doing well for an old game. And as we scroll down a little bit further on, has it dropped out of the top 100? So ARK Survival Ascended was number 100 when I last saw it. It had 14,000 something, so it's probably just below this here. So as you can clearly see, there's half the amount of players playing Survival Ascended than there are Survival Evolved, which just clearly shows just the one of the biggest things is that a lot of people can't run the game. I think that is definitely one of the biggest things on PC. And I just think people want to play the old maps. Another game that is actually, there it is. Another game that I was, kind of been on my channel for a while was Helldivers. That has really, really seen a giant drop. It's really sad to see. It was like dominating the top charts for a while, and as we are in July, it only has sitting there with 22,000 players and a 36,000 peak. It's lost 90% of its player base. So looking at this moment in time, out of the top games that I covered, Power World seems to be doing the best in the sense of, returning players. It isn't like an incredible, I mean, they had 2.1 million at one point, but still having over 100,000 players concurrent is insane. So, congratulations to them. But as for ARK, we're sort of sitting and waiting for new things to come. I think in a dream world, ARK would just go back to the old game and upgrade that, but I really just don't see how things are gonna because it's a weird thing, because ARK Survival Evolved is never gonna get changed, but people are just always gonna love to play it. And with Aberration now now coming out on September 4th, if you think about the roadmap, it's going to be like 2026 before they can actually release every single map onto the game. And, GTA 6 is going to be out by then and everything like that. And I really think they just have to give us something new and exciting. There's meant to be a surprise in November for the, I'm guessing it will be for the Extra Life. Maybe on a new DLC, but who knows when that's going to come, because they always seem to say they've got a bigger team ARK nowadays, and you've got these teams working on this team working on that, they always seem to say that, but then they can never seem to get things working on time. Like one DLC gets worked on at one time, and it just really seems to be long, and that's pretty much everything. So They say in the meantime, there's a lot more to look forward to. Several additions on the horizon: the Summer Bash event, a new ARK Editions creature coming to the base game, and a lot more fun Club ARK updates. So, yeah, that's going to be the video today, guys. I hope you did enjoy. And let's just keep hoping for positivity for the game. And I don't know what this is going to account to in the next couple of weeks. Obviously, what does worry me about this for the future is more ways to trying to make money out of ARK. You know, like, I don't want this is the scary thing, isn't it? Like, of course the company needs to make money, but you don't want them to start making ARK more and more into a mobile game, because something that some companies really need to learn sometimes is some of the biggest companies is, yes, you might make a good business model that makes money, but if you start turning your game into a cash grab, players are literally just going to stop playing it, and it's just not going to make money in the long term. Yes, if you implement something little every now and then, like cosmetic updates and cosmetic things you can buy, nothing wrong with that. Players aren't going to, because it's optional. But if you start doing literally pay to win creatures, you're just going to lose your player base. But anyway, thank you very much for watching. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in my next video very soon. See you guys then.